Here's Mike Pillow with Steve Bannon, and he's going to share with us as a palate cleanser after that horrific bullshit. He's going to share with us a palate cleanser of his RNC strategy. This is Mike Lindell shares. Oh, this is the name of the title of the video. Mike Lindell shares his Grassroots RNC campaign strategy. I can't wait. Let's go.
Let's get Mike Lindell on. Mike, in the next hour,
get him on.
We've got I've got Sabatini in Florida, Kelly Ward in Arizona. We got Caroline Wren. We've got Kurt Schlichter. We've had Harmeet on. You were on today. Of course, Mediaite. Everybody's
and Harmeet's his direct competition for the DNC thing right now. And Mike is calling from his plane and not his proctologist's office where he normally
picking
is.
it up when I talked about, hey, you can't have unity with people that don't have common values with you. And that's part of the reason, like in Arizona and other places, you have these elites that are just anti-MAGA, anti-Trump movement, anti-work.
Gee, I don't know why, since they've lost everything except the reddest districts, and they fuck up your entire cross-state strategy so bad that Kerry Lake literally drove people to vote for Democrats.
Working class people. I know that you're running as kind of the representative.
Someone on their staff said Mike Lindell was Diamond's side piece. Get out of here. Ew.
Of the Precinct strategy. Get us up to date on what's going on.
Well, yeah, my phone's been blowing up, and they said, well, what does Steve mean when he said, ask Mike Lindell how his RNC chair victory would be anything but a disaster. So
his phone's been blowing up with people on Twitter or Truth Social shit talking him. That's what he picked up. He put on his glasses to read someone dunking on him on fucking.
My phone's been blowing up. Can they?
Again, did someone text him this?
Said, well, what does Steve mean when he said, ask Mike Lindell how his RNC chair victory would be anything but a disaster? So maybe you should clarify that, Steve. What did you mean?
Oh, so Steve, he's telling that Steve shit talked him off the air. Oh,
by that, because my phone's blowing up.
Oh. I didn't realize there was popcorn involved in this video. Did you guys realize that there were going to be popcorn involved in this video? Yeah, so apparently, if I'm getting this right, Steve Bannon said to somebody, why don't you, maybe I should ask Mike Lindell why his RNC campaign would be anything less than a disaster. And because he always looks fucked up anyways, but he's pissed at Bannon right now, and he pays for Bannon's show. Not only is this this War Room as it stands on Lindell TV too, but the ads on this fucking thing are largely My Pillow ads. Oh my God, this is good. I didn't even see this coming. This is very exciting. Get out go pop some popcorn. Oh, we've got a livid Mike Pillow, who, again, for the record, is not a gullible asshole like we thought. He's an absolute prick.
They're just anti-MAGA, anti-Trump movement, anti-working class people. I know that you're running as kind of the representative of the Precinct strategy. Get us up to date on what's going on.
Well, yeah, my phone's been blowing up, and they said, well, what does Steve mean when he said, ask Mike Lindell how his RNC chair victory would be anything but a disaster? So
his RNC chair victory would be anything. So not only will his campaign not go well, but if he won, it would be fucked up. This is so nice. I feel like it's like I'm getting a foot massage while I'm watching this one. This is.
Maybe you should clarify that.
Maybe you should say something. I don't know. Maybe you should tell me what the fuck is going on. Maybe how about that?
Hey, what did you mean by that?
Because I want to know.
My phone's blowing up.
No. It was very simple. I said, hey, there can't be any unity when you have when you're sitting there with people that are never going to support you. And so I was asking a rhetorical question. You're speaking for unity.
Right. Well, how would that
be anything about in her? By the way, in her.
By the way, the word rhetorical confused Mike, and he retreated, I guess, back into himself. We'll see.
In her thesis all we need to do is come together for a big group hug. That's just not reality.
Right,
it's not.
right.
It's not
No.
going to work. There's so many people, and you saw this in Arizona. You're being fought in every state you go into. You're being fought by the elites to say, stop talking about the election. Stop talking about the machines.
That's right.
Stop
Yeah, that's what it is. It would be a disaster of truth, social proportions.
talking about voter fraud. Mike Lindell.
And that's right. And I know what you meant, but I think for media watching right now, because they try and twist it, I'm going to tell.
Yeah, they're trying to pick a fight between you guys, and we know that's not true. It's hand jobs all around when you're around. I mean, Mike, let's be honest. It looks like he's sitting in front of his fireplace that never works at his weird Washington house, but we all know he's in the back of the plane.
Tell everybody, here's how this is not a disaster.
No. You winning would be, is what he was saying, but please continue, stupid.
I'm right now, I just flew in here. I'm on my airplane.
Really? Really? I thought it was a Greyhound bus. I swear. You guys think I thought Greyhound bus. I was immediately like, dude is on one of those like casino tours. You can take a bus.
Speaking with the Grassroots tonight in the state of Tennessee. I mean,
oh my God. In the state of Tennessee, a state that Trump won and never had any election fraud problems because fucking Marsha Blackburn won and nobody even thinks it's a thing there.
I've been going all over this country for 2 years with the Republican Party, and it's all the way from.
No, members, Republicans have been with you. You have not been with the Republican Party. You're alone on a fucking plane.
From the precinct strategy all the way, the precinct committeemen all the way to the top, and meeting with the politicians, the Attorney General, Secretary of State. These people, they don't. It's kind of funny, Steve, you say that because
It's super funny.
people at the top, they're the ones that they're taking my phone calls. Now they turn into like 4-hour conversations of these 168. Some of them.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of them just set the phone on the table and go back to playing Xbox.
That are very much 100% Rana, and I find myself, talking for hours with them, going, where do you see the victory here? And you're, the disaster will be if we don't get change. And
this isn't something other people are saying. This is something that Steve Bannon said about his being RNC chairman.
And that is it. And I'm telling you, you want to unite this party.
Mike Lindell did speak at Diamond's Memorial, so that was the Mike he was talking about. Fuck me.
I will do that 100% because I have dealt with everybody from the top all the way up to the the Attorney General, Secretary of State, legislature, but with the RNC and the chairs in every state and the GOPs in the states all the way down.
The GOPs,
to the grassroots. So
the grassroots and all the GOPs. He's down with GOP. Yeah, you know me.
You have to
but hang on.
Hang on. I was talking about if you actually became RNC chairman, that it would be a fucking disaster. Where can they get a hold of you? What are your social medias? How can people reach out to you? How do they find you?
But
armor piercing shell, tip of the spear, other military shit.
But as you're going around the country, be open with people. You are fought by many elites in many states that just want you to stop everything that you're doing on election integrity.
Yeah, 100%.
So how are you
Why, I can't imagine why. Could it be that the red wave evaporated partly because of that, and also Republicans don't have the Senate because of that, and all of this this drag on voter turnout that's caused by you and Trump is singularly responsible for why they had such shitty turnout everywhere, and why everyone has avoided early voting and mail-in voting, which was one of the reasons when Trump brags about how much he did so much better in 2020. So did Biden. That's because of mail-in voting. More people got to vote. More people had access to vote. They had time to vote because they weren't doing fucking anything else. They were in their house trying not to die.
We just fought that.
They fight. By the way, I want to make sure. Hang on. They fight you harder than Democrats fight you. That's the point.
Oh,
yeah, because we don't have to fight him. He's attacking them. Why would we attack him? He's it's like walking up on two people who are. You're watching some dude kick another person on the ground. You're like, that you don't like. The person on the ground is the person getting kicked, and another guy's kicking him. And you're like, hey, ease up. And the guy goes, it's okay. He's a friend of mine. That's that.
100%.
Those people can't. We can't. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's because we like it when both of you shit on Republicans because you lower voter turnout. I'm against it. I hope everybody votes, but that's why nobody's interfering.
This is the first. The media has left me like I don't even exist out there on this running for RNC chair.
Right. Well, I mean, they obviously know you're doing it. They just don't care.
So it's good we got, I got a little publicity today by media saying that. So this is a good thing. But when Ronna came on your show,
I think it's because media, I posted the thing about Bannon saying it would be a disaster.
This morning, I watched it. I was so upset going, you're sitting there using everything I said that I'm going to do. You're saying, well, I'm going to do that. Well, it's a little too late, Ronna. You haven't done anything. You haven't been around our country going to the grassroots, the tour she talked about. She abandoned Kerry Lake, abandoned Arizona. The RNC did, and these are,
no, just her.
And I've gotten texts all day from, Ronna even abandoned our own candidates in Michigan, her home state. Didn't even congratulate when they won their primaries. And this is what we're at. And I will.
So it's up to the RNC to just congratulate anybody who wins a primary immediately, even if it will cost the rank and file Republicans their fucking seat.
Say this, Steve. The elite establishment,
yeah, somebody's saying he's lisping. Pam says Lindell is lisping like someone who's had teeth pulled, or who got a new bridge.
Don't want me to win. 100%.
Don't want me to win.
The biggest pushback has been the Republicans for getting these election platforms secured or changed. But like I said, and even in the article they put out, they're outnumbered. They're a small portion, but they've had so much power, and they're going to have to.
By the way, the upper management and the CEO class of any organization, there are always fewer of them than the general group. That's how it works. That's how hierarchical structures work, period. Of course there are fewer than them. It's like saying, there are a lot more Americans than the people in Congress. Like, what an asshole.
Just say, hey, this is what the people want. And that's where you're going to unite us. It has to be all the people, what we vote for, not for having a few people in control.
By the way, the RNC head is only voted on by the upper tier anyways. The general, like Republicans in general, don't have a major voice. They don't actually have a ballot that they go through like a primary for whoever's running the party, because it would be a fucking waste of time. And the interesting thing about RNC and DNC a lot of times, and you can disagree about the quality of candidates over time, but the point is to get people who are good at campaigning and who are good at fundraising and organizing. It's a competency race. It's not a character race. You don't want them to be the head of the party because you don't want them competing for airtime with whoever their candidate is. It's counterintuitive. You don't want the RNC head to be more of a lightning rod and more of a conversation point than your candidate ever. You want them to be kind of a behind the scenes coordinator.
And telling us all that, hey, no, now we're going to do this. Now you've raised your hand. We're going to do this. Ronna, we raised our hand the last 4 years. We've been raising our hand going, hey, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of hand raising going on. I don't know what he's talking about.
What's going on? Why are we not getting win? It's over. Things got to change, Steve.
I know exactly why you haven't had those wins. You've been talking people out of voting, and you have shit candidates. And the shit candidates cause people to cross party lines and vote for Democrats or not at all.
They have to change now.
By the way, do you think the mainstream media, which is saying Ronna's going to win, is because they'd rather have her in there than you and her meet?
No. They don't have a dog in this fight at all. If the mainstream media was just looking for something to, they were trying to pump ratings or have something ridiculous to fucking talk about, they'd absolutely be behind Mike Pillow winning. They would absolutely support him and his candidacy. If it was all just crass commercialism, they wouldn't. They don't give a fuck. They're just looking at the numbers.
Is that the reason that it's
No, it's not a conspiracy. They don't care.
And actually, even on her meets, they're saying, "Oh, this thing's over. These guys are fighting rearguard action. Got 30 seconds. I want to hold you through. For 30 seconds, give me your response."
You mean, do they want Rana? Absolutely, they want Rana. The other side wants Rana. They all want Rana. You know.
I don't care. To be completely frank, to this fuck, in deference to his channel, it is better for Democrats if this fuckhead runs the RNC. Like, nothing would bring the collapse faster. Nothing would make McCarthy's life worse. Nothing would, like, just trash their get out the vote going into 2024 more than this asshole as the head of the RNC calling for one-day voting and no machines. Nonstop. And if they don't use a machine, if you show up and they have a machine, just leave. Like, because it's fixed anyways. Like, that's the kind of shit he would say as head of the RNC. And from a Democratic standpoint, absolutely he's the best choice. I mean, on every level. It's a fucking absurdity. Rana is probably one of the people who could add some normalcy and stability as they try to write the craft back. Oh, I'm popping and clicking again. I'm sorry. It's a thing. Oh, it's because I still have fucking hell. I know what it is. It's that video ninja thing. I used it for Joan and I still have it on. I'm sorry. Pardon if it's poppy and clicky. Sorry. We figured out what that was, and it's just being a dick. So, I don't know if it fixes it when I close the page. It usually takes a while for it to figure itself out. But anyways,
they want her. The elites want that. She basically come out that they've come out and she's come out and said it. But I'm the one that's talking to these 160.
Yeah, by the way, Ronna McDaniel has not come out and said the Democrats want me running the RNC.
And as I talked to them, no, I've only found a few that are not going to. They're not going to change. They're rooted in their ways, and they don't see the problem.
Mike,
fuck. They don't see the problem with her. And they don't. I talked to them for 4 hours. And at the end of it, as great a salesman as I am, they don't know what the shit I'm talking about.
The voice of the people here. You're clearly the voice of.
No, you're clearly hearing voices.
The precinct strategy.
Nonsense. And by the way, this is Steve Bannon trying to kiss his ass after stepping on a rake in the other interview, probably with Harmeet.
Harmeet is making.
Hold on. Let me. I want to see real quick. I know I went over tonight, but we're having fun. So, Mediaite, I think is the site. He said, let's see if we can find, if I scroll down far enough, find some sort of like Bannon, Mike Pillowy shit. More stories. Go away. Okay, I'll do it. Let me do a search on Mediaite real quick. See where they go. Let's see, Bannon, Lindell. That should bring it up. Let's see. There you go. Declares unity is a mirage. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is the article he's talking about. Steve Bannon declares unity is a mirage for GOP. Asks Mike Lindell how his RNC chair victory would be anything but a disaster. Okay, so that's this. Yeah. Loading ads. Turning audio off. We have the itching, scratching, the licking, the balls, the thingy, the Dinovite. How have they not gotten Jimmy Walker to be their spokesperson? I don't understand it. I mean, I've seen him do a reverse mortgage. I just think it's a mistake. I think it'd be great. I don't know if he even has a pet. If he doesn't, somebody should get him one. Okay.
Dogs.
Skip ad. There we go. All right, now.
Your point. Unity is a false narrative, because Robeson didn't support her because Robeson does not believe in what Kari Lake and Kari Lake's people believe that support her. You've got to expand that base out of working class and middle class people that are out there. You just got to take the message to them. Robeson represents the business and real estate interests of Arizona. So does Doug Ducey. They're not going to.
Because there's almost nothing else in Arizona.
Support your Doug Ducey never endorsed it, I don't think. They don't stand for what we stand for. This is this thing of unity is a false is a mirage, because it's the coalition is in the Cold War under Reagan. You could do it. It doesn't exist today because you have a populist nationalist America First that is Trump and the Trump movement that is just diametrically opposed. So, Mike Lindell, why would your victory at the RNC be anything but a total disaster then, sir?
No, it'd be the biggest uniting of the RNC ever. What's not united. You brought it up in
Okay, so I thought for a second that he'd asked him this in another interview. He actually said it to his fucking face. And then the people who are like, his phone's blowing up like, you didn't notice that he just said it'd be a disaster to your face? Suspect in the Half Moon Bay, California mass shooting has been taken into custody for, oh, good Lord.
A huge run for this also. But in your case, if you went, given you've spent 2 years going around the country on the election fraud and backing people and going to all these meetings and having the precinct strategy, really backing Steve Stern and Dan Schultz, if you do win next Friday, don't you, although
he is not going to win next Friday.
You're a very successful and wealthy businessman.
Not as much.
Don't you anticipate that some of the biggest donors are going to say, if Mike Lindell's running the RNC, I'm out. Mike Lindell.
It's just the opposite, Steve. There was big donors that actually encouraged me to run. They're
all of them? They got together? Was there a big donor meeting? Why don't you tell that to the grassroots?
not going to give any more.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't just say that.
More front is there. Steve, I'll raise more money by accident than Ronna ever did on purpose.
I mean, I guess he'll find it carpet farming, or.
And here's why: when I believe in a product like my pillow, and I believe, or anything else that I'm selling it because
Yes, and one of those things is not voting.
I believe in the product, and you know what? I would never even get behind anything I didn't believe in. When I'm running the RNC,
then how do you get people to vote?
I'll be those donors. They're going to pour their money in because they're going to believe in this product, new product, and it's not going to be, hey, just give me a couple years, give me a couple weeks, and you're going to start seeing results, Steve.
Yeah. People are going to get elected, and there's not even fucking elections happening.
It's bringing trust.
He's going to get people in office that don't even want to be in office.
Back to the RNC, they lost their trust.
Just like you lost your pilots. Apparently, everybody left you alone in the plane. Did they shut the lights off? It's a little.
Big donors. I don't care if she's got her little list of.
Is the plane moving or is it the phone?
On the donors. That doesn't matter. The people. You know what? The people, the micro donors, they came to me too. We've had it.
The micro donors came to him. Really? Is that like micro machines? I love those things.
I was a donor, Steve. We need a new.
Yeah, and you stopped? Why did you stop? Oh, because you heard some asshole was running for RNC, and you're like, I'm not giving money. That guy's a crackhead.
We need a new brand. I'm a marketer, a brander, and a messenger.
I'm a joker. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker. Well, I used to be.
Those three things is what we need. We need complete this to look at like a huge business it is, and it's got.
Oh, it's a business. I thought it was a political movement based on ideals, ethics, and philosophy, but you're right. It's basically just a cash grab.
Got to be fixed. The ship's got to be righted, and people, the big donors, the money will pour in.
Yeah, just count on it.
You can use that quote. I'll raise more money by accident than Ronna did on purpose. How's that?
It's a great one. So it's really good. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd work on the bumper sticker right now. You're going to have to shave some words, but I get it.
That's a money quote.
And there he is. He's laughing in his fucking face again.
Mediaite, I hope you're watching. Okay, Mike,
right.
How do people, what are your coordinates to go right now and to find?
You're right. How do people find out where you are? You're running this Friday and people don't know. So you're fucking Mike Pillow. Who gives a shit? All right. That's we don't need to know what his bumper things are.